Hey, hello everyone. Thank you guys for coming in today for the meeting. First, I would like to introduce myself. I am the school administrator here, Ms. Aranda. We would like to also introduce Mr. Lopez, who will play a major role in discussing this IEP since he's in charge of the educational diagnosis. We also have with us special education teacher, Ms. Cabrera, and our regular education teacher, Ms. Gonzalez. And we were fortunate to also have one of Marcus' parents who was also able to join us today, Ms. Gonzalez. Thank you so much for making time for us. So I have shared with you all a copy of the list and the key points that we will be going over during this meeting. We just want to go over the strengths that Marcus has demonstrated and how can we best assist him in maximizing those weaknesses that he also has with the appropriate resources and services that are listed in the IEP that we have created as a team. So first of all, I would just like to say that we understand that it's very important that families fully understand the implications of the rights that they have, so they're equipped with the best information to be able to make informed decisions regarding the supports their family will receive. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with our regular education teacher, Ms. Gonzalez.
Yes, as his regular education teacher, I'm here because I do have Marcus in my classroom and I have been observing his skills in areas where he does struggle and succeed academically. What I do find interesting about him is that he is very understanding and patient and likes to ask for help frequently when he does get stuck. So as his teacher, that is certainly a green flag.
As his special ed teacher, I have also noticed that Marcus is very competent in art and he tries his best. And he is making progress and always trying to improve.
Bueno, a Ms. González, ¿le gustaría añadir algo más sobre las destrezas de Marcus o algo importante que deberíamos de tomar en cuenta?
No, gracias. Estoy muy contenta con la estructura del IEP de Marcos. Esto me asegurará que estará aprendiendo y ampliando sus conocimientos durante el año escolar en las materias con las que tiene problemas.
Okay, entonces, so I wanted to discuss some places of further improvement now for Marcus, and I know we also have Mr. Lopez here with us to discuss some of the goals stated on the IEP that we have created, hoping that we're on the right page, the same page, and we're able to provide him with the necessary support that he needs in order to be successful. So we're gonna go ahead and get started first with his math content area discussed by his regular education teacher.
Yes, for his skill area of math, the performance goals and objectives, we do have that he is learning at a third grade average level. Although he can identify decisions involving income, spending, saving, credit, and charitable giving, he, however, cannot calculate profit in a given situation, nor balance a simple budget. The annual overall goal is to have him balance a simple budget and break down a word problem to be able to find the profit. In the meantime, the short-term objective is to give him a calculator, a strategy list, 3 business examples, so Marcus will be able to identify the correct profit for 2 out of 3 businesses with a 90% accuracy.
Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and move on to his reading area, which will be discussed by the special education teacher.
So as Marcus teacher, special education teacher, we have annual goals for Marcus. And one of those goals is for him to improve his phonological and alphabetical awareness. So for him to identify the words and decoding. So we were gonna have him play scrambled with 3-letter words, and with magnet letters, he will arrange the letters and say the words while arranging the letters. That activity will be 10 minutes per day. And by the end of 36 weeks, he will master with an 80% accuracy. And also another goal we have for him is to identify facts on text and that he reads. So we're gonna give him a graphic organizer and a story. So that's gonna be a one-on-one meeting. And we want him to identify text-based evidence, and that will be also 36 weeks.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So now we can move on to his speech abilities that will be discussed by Mr. Lopez.
Thank you, Ms. Dianda. So Marcus' conversational speech often consists of short, simple sentence construction. However, syntactically incorrect sentence formations were noted when Marcus spoke in longer, more complex sentences. A goal we have for Marcus is to conduct a clear and proper presentation. A short-term objective, when given the opportunity to participate in a group academic activities, Marcus will appropriately work with peers in cooperative groups, improvising success by 80%. Another short-term objective, Marcus will take turns describing a problem, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. In a situational picture, prompt, and will make an appropriate inference for a sentence. 8 opportunities over 3 consecutive sessions. Speech intelligibility refers to the ability to be understood when speaking orally. This is a challenging area for students with Down syndrome because of low muscle jaw movement difficulties and motor planning difficulties. Situational factors impact his communication and classroom preferences. As an impatient listener, seems to have anxiety, perceived pressure, embarrassment, and lack of confidence, peers also need to learn how to engage in meaningful interaction. Annual goal for Marcus will improve his speech sounds with oral assignments and available technologies. Short-term objectives, Marcus will work on speech sound activities having blocks, chips, or similar items. Marcus will place 1 chip on a block in front of him for each sound in the word given. This session will go on 3 times a week for 25 minutes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for that, Mr. Lopez. So as you've noted, he is shy, so we have him placed in smaller groups. So he's also required to working with teams. So he gets a little uncomfortable sometimes, and I know his reading and comprehending levels are pretty low than the expectations. So that is something that we definitely want to work on. So now we want to discuss the behavioral concerns. Mr. Lopez will be discussing that for us.
Marcus needs a sensory-based program since he has short-term working memory difficulties and lack of motivation. This makes it harder for him to access, understand, and process information at the speed of his peers. But it does not prevent him from learning the same information. Thus, information must be presented in a clear, ordered manner, and the links between information must be explained to build a system of knowledge, such as allowing more time to learn and more patience by himself. An annual goal for Marcus will be to achieve independent learning using self-monitoring techniques and metacognitive strategies. Short-term objective for Marcus will be to be able to set goals for a self-monitoring techniques, like writing in his own journal for the first 10 minutes of class, to complete assignments and check off each step as he completes each program with 70% accuracy. Short-term objective, given maps and graphic organizers, Marcus will organize his thoughts in 3 out of 5 trials with 80% accuracy.
Ok, entonces, Ms. González, ¿hay algunas dificultades que ha visto usted en casa y le gustaría contribuir a la discusión hasta ahora?
Sí, he notado que a Marcus le cuesta mantenerse concentrado mientras hace su tarea cuando me siento con él para ayudarlo. Se distrae fácilmente. He notado que tiene dificultades con la fluidez en el habla cuando se trata de vocabulario y de pronunciar las palabras.
Okay, gracias por compartir. That's definitely something that we want to work on with our special and regular education teachers. So now we would like to go over a few special education services that were or arranged by our special education teacher.
Yes, so we have the speech therapy given, and that's going to be in the hallways 30 minutes per week starting December, and that's going to take the length of 1 year. And then we're also going to have a paraprofessional that can provide one-to-one instruction for articulation skills, reading and math. And that's going to be in his regular ed classroom, 1 hour a week, and also starting in December, and it's going to be 1 year. And then we have counseling for the parents for training. That's going to be in the classroom. It's going to be once a month, and it's going to inform the parents about the child's progress and academic assessment.
Okay, gracias por compartir. So now Mr. Lopez will go ahead and talk about the time spent on regular and special education classes that we have thought about and established so far.
The times we believe is appropriate for the student to spend on regular classroom and special education classroom is about 3 hours a week in self-contained classroom starting December 1st of 2021 for the span of 1 year. Marcus will spend approximately 60% of his time not participating in a general ed classroom.
Okay, great. So now I'm going to go ahead and discuss the assessment participation for Marcus. So what we have established so far is that we have considered that Marcus is unable to participate in the statewide assessment, so he will be taking the START ALT2. He will receive presentation, response setting, and timing scheduling accommodations. For instance, he will have access to information that does not require him to visually read standard print. He will complete modified activities and assessments in different ways to demonstrate knowledge using graphic organizers, outlines, rubrics. The length of the time to complete the assessment would also increase, and he will have multiple breaks in the schedule. And of course, the setting will also change to make it more comfortable for him, more suitable, with less distractions. In addition, his progress will be documented using informal personalized measures such as teacher observation, portfolios, parent interviews, student interviews throughout the school year that will be conducted by our regular and special education teachers. And there will be also individualized alternatives for him based upon his needs, personal learning styles, and interests that we will go ahead and determine depending on our meetings that we will have later on. So finally, Mr. Lopez, I wanted to ask, when it comes to the progress reports, as someone who has already analyzed this and would like to, I was wondering if you would like to share the evaluation, what you have found so far, and how will we communicate with the parents, just to make sure that he's making progress and we have him reach his highest potential.
So Marcus's parents will be informed of his progress towards his annual goals on the same schedule as the rest of the school. Parent and teacher conferences and quarterly report cards. If needed to address behavior, parents will receive weekly home notes and notices, which will also be translated orally or by other means to parents in their native language or other mode of communication. In this case, Spanish is Spanish in order for them to understand the content and goals and evidence that have been met. They will include a number of annual goals he has met and estimate his rate of progress towards meeting the goal.
Okay, awesome. Ms. González, ¿usted tiene alguna otra sugerencia para poder comunicarnos con usted sobre el progreso de Marcos?
No, estoy contenta con todo lo que cada uno de ustedes han mencionado. Gracias por tomar en consideración y poner el esfuerzo de enseñar a mi hijo.
Perfecto. Entonces, so I would like to set up a meeting with you guys at least to make sure that he's making progress and we're all on the same page with the services that will be implemented, and just to make sure that he's on track and the goals are being met. So this will be about every month, every 2 months. So is there anyone else that wants to add anything to the meeting so far?
Yes, I have a suggestion. I wanted to ask Mr. Gonzalez if his art class elective, that Marcus has an art class elective, and that it helps Marcus focus and be calm for the next day. He is very talented and he likes to use different media. And because art is music and drama classes are very creative, and it will help Marcus with his test scores.
Ok, Ok, Ms. González, ¿qué le parece esta sugerencia o tiene otras ideas de cómo podemos apoyar a Marcus?
Me gusta la idea de que se utilice el arte y música para enseñarle a las materias en las que tiene dificultades, porque sé que a Marcos le encanta el arte y la música. Esa sería una excelente manera de que él aprenda el contenido más rápido mientras se divierte. Lo mantendrá enfocado y dispuesto a aprender.
Ok, gracias por compartir, lo tomaremos en cuenta. All right, so I'm glad that we have opened this live conversation so we can all make sure we help him the best way possible. Is there any questions or suggestions that we should address before we close the meeting?
No, gracias.
Is there anything that we can do to help improve these meetings in the future? Okay, awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass the signature sheet. I just need a signature for everyone that was present at the meeting. That's for attendance and legal purposes. So please make sure you do provide me with that. I have also sent a survey via email, so you can go ahead and let us know how we can improve the meetings next time. And so once you go ahead and sign and complete the meeting, you are good to go. So thank you so much for joining us today, and hope you have a great day.